Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing something really interesting. We're taking a look at what makes people fall for you. And liking someone and falling for them are two completely different things. Liking, we usually like a lot of people, but we usually fall for one specific person. And so today we're going to take a look at what unique characteristics that you have, what qualities that you have that make people fall for you, fall in love with you. Okay, so in order to get on with this reading, we have 4 piles for you here today. For pile number 1, we have tiling patterns. For pile number 2, we have chess. For pile number 3, we have surgical tools. And for pile number 4, we have Astrolabes. Now, you might be attracted to the color, you might be attracted to the name of the card, the picture on the card, whatever it is. See which one of the 4 cards you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. Again, and as usual, if you feel drawn to more than one pile, then as you know, there is more for you to hear about this topic. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen this beautiful card. It's tiling patterns, and as you can see, it has some beautiful tiling patterns here. And it says these cards are 1001 inventions, trump cards, the Muslim inventions. And it says beautiful tile mosaics covered the walls of many palaces and mosques in Muslim lands. So these were one of their inventions. It was in the 9th century. Complex mathematical patterns lie behind Islamic tiling, new research shows. You know what this makes me think of right away? It makes me think of sacred geometry and how we can recognize someone's beauty with sacred geometry, with the pie, I think it was called. Yeah, the pie. And so right away, what I see with the tiling patterns and everything else is that you're an exceptionally attractive person. I think there is so much about you that people love looking at. Maybe you have a combination of beautiful eyes, beautiful hair, a beautiful body form, a soft tone or a strong masculine tone. You move in a beautiful way. There's so much about you to look at, and that's one of the things that people fall in love with you for. And I also see that you have very unique features that really reminds people of you. You have your unique characteristic features that have a lot of personality and character to them. And yeah, so the first thing that people really love about you, pile number 1, is you're a very, very attractive person. And yellow, it reminds me of ripeness, because the way nature shows us that fruits are ready for us to take them and eat them is their colors. They go from green to yellow, orange, and red. These are the main 3 colors that attracts us and catches our eyes. And so again, this confirms the fact that the first thing that people are really attracted to you and fall for you for is your attractiveness, pile number 1. I wonder how you look, pile number 1. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards and see what are the things that make people fall for you, pile number 1. I'm really intrigued already. So so the first thing I'm thinking of as I'm shuffling is that with the sacred geometry is that you're very proportionate. You have a beautiful proportionate face, proportionate body somehow. And when you take very good care of yourself, you're very, very, very attractive. That is for sure. Okay. And I'm also getting naturally, even if you don't do much, you are still very attractive to people. You're an attractive person. That's that. Okay, so pile number 1. What are the things that makes people fall for you? Okay, so let's see. Pile number 1. What do you have? I'm quite curious. Ooh, the Hermit. Okay, let's pull out all our cards together and see how they communicate together today. I'm taking no reversals, by the way. Death, rebirth, interesting. Very, very interesting character there. Wow, the Tower. What a combination. You're a very strong person, pile number 1. Not afraid to be alone. Ace of Swords and smart. I mean, what's missing? Pile number 1. What is missing with you? My God. I love you already. All right. So let's take a look at your Osho cards. I think pile number 1, you have the bingo here, huh? Okay. So let's ask, what makes people fall in love with pile number 1? Okay. Isolation, interesting. Right under the Hermit. Wow. Okay. You have guilt. Okay, very nice. Right under death. Interesting how these are laid out. Ooh, nothingness under the Tower. It's making a great, even more sense now. And friendliness. Pile number 1, I gotta be quite frank with you. Right off the bat, I think you're gonna be my favorite pile, to be quite frank with you. I mean, it's not right to pick piles, but what you gotta say? So pile number 1, you have a very interesting combination, and I frankly see why people fall for you. Pile number 1. So you are not only beauty, but you are beauty and brains for sure. You have the Ace of Swords here, and again with the sacred geometry, you are a person who is very educated. You're a person who is very logical. You're not an airhead by any means, and people have great conversations with you. You're well read. You are into different fields that people look. For some of you, you may be engineers or architects, or you were very good with math, and for some of you, you're just very, very, very well read, and you're into different fields. You're not just you don't read into one specific field. You read into everything that's interested. So you could be into history and personal development, psychology, the esoteric world, the spiritual world, everything. You're very well read. You love knowledge in general, and people have very interesting conversations for you. So imagine that. What I can see straight away, that awestruck people. You see that person with a faceless face, showing a person being completely awestruck by you. Again, with the Tower, people are completely awestruck with you, pile number 1, because you have this combination of looking very attractive. You are very well put together. You have very good taste, and at the same time, you're very well educated, and you're very well spoken. You read and you speak your mind with eloquence, and you just have a heavy head on your shoulder. You know your self-worth very well, and you express your opinions in a very calm, interesting manner, and people love listening to you. And you'd think with these qualities that you would be a person who's full of themselves. Actually, what makes people fall for you is because not only are you good looking, and not only are you smart. I mean, you can see your cards, right? I swear I'm not making this up. You are also a friendly person. I mean, this combo, which is a very rare combo, it's not quite common, just makes people go from liking you to falling for you, pile number 1. And I think you already know about that, pile number 1. You have a lot of self-confidence, you know your self-worth, and you kind of know that even if you're a little bit humble. Okay, so Another thing that people really love about you, one of the things that really makes people fall for you, is your ability to stay calm and figure things out during tough times. So people have watched you go through some really tough times that I don't think was easy at all, and they've seen you always put together, calm, thinking of things rationally before you move. And things could be super harsh, but they don't break you at all. If anything, they make you learn. That's why you have the rebirth here. So everything that struck you so hard at some point has made you an even better person. So nothing beats you down, pile number one. And again, like we said, you handle things calmly. You don't show a lot of dramatic reactions. You don't cry hysterically, at least in front of people. You're very put together until it's time for you to be private and cry it out with the close people or by yourself. And you handle things gracefully, and you always transform by the things that hit you. And this makes people truly admire you, watching yourself transform and go through these hard times. And they figure out, wow, this person is a very strong person, and this grows a lot of admiration for the people who fall for you. And if you think that was already amazing, well, we're not done yet, pile number one. We're not done yet. Not only that, but you have a lot of high ethical standards. You see here with guilt. You are very in touch with your conscience, and it really hurts you a lot if you feel like you've harmed someone in any way that you didn't mean. And this is something that people truly admire about you, and it's one of the things that really makes someone or people fall for you. They see your true good side, your good nature, and they think, wow, there aren't a lot of people left with that kind of goodness in them, that truly don't want to harm other people, that feel for other people, and they genuinely feel bad if they kind of harmed someone. So you'd have certain experiences like this, pile number one, where you would feel like you've done something wrong towards someone. You think about it all night. You feel terrible about it, and you go the next day and you say, listen, I've done this and I'm sorry. I truly didn't mean to make you feel this way. I by no means meant to tell you that in the way that could have been understood the way it did. I truly meant to do the right thing. And then you'd find the other person saying, oh my God, oh no, thank you, you didn't hurt me at all. I totally understood what you meant. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. And then they fall in love with just how sweet you are, because to them you're so self-confident, you're so good looking, and you're so unique. And the fact that you actually revise yourself really surprises people, pile number one. Now, I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there. You're my favorite pile. I don't know what the other piles are gonna be like, but you are my favorite pile. And one of the things that people truly admire you about and fall for you, the reason they fall for you is because you are a very dependent person. You seem to get things done. You're very illuminated, and so you can depend on yourself because you constantly collect information on how to get things done. And you go solo, you go on your own. You don't follow a certain person, you follow yourself. And so people admire how you are able to collect information in order to do the things that you have in your mind. And that's really something that they truly admire about you. They see you as a person who can do things, you know? Like if you take a title, it's a person who's capable of doing whatever they want. And another thing that I see here that people truly admire about you is your capability of standing alone. If you feel like you're in a toxic environment, if you feel like you're in a place where someone is not respecting you, you are able to cut them off and go solo. And you're not afraid of how people will see you. And you see, pile number one, a lot of people who are attractive, they depend greatly on people admiring them. They get attached to it, and they can't go solo. They get addicted to pleasing people somehow, so that people please them back. But not you, pile number one. You're a very cerebral person, and even though you are very attractive and self-confident, you have genuine self-confidence. If you don't like what the people around you are doing, you're very happy cutting them off and moving on. You're very, very confident like that. And people admire your strength, and you're walking away, and they give you a lot of respect because of that, pile number one. And one of the things that I truly see that people, again, admire about you is that you might seem in the very beginning as someone who's very, you might appear as someone who may not have a lot of emotions because you're so blessed. I mean, I was surprised doing this reading for you. Again, and this is what made me say this, you're my favorite pile. This is exactly what makes people fall for you, pile number one, is that you may seem like you're very blessed with a lot of things, but at the same time, when they get to know you, you are quite a friendly person who has a lot of empathy and emotions to them, even though they don't appear as such, because you're very collected. And pile number one, these qualities are what makes people fall for you, because you're a real person. And if I were to be quite frank with you, it looks like you have the whole package here, and that's why you're my favorite pile. Also, they love how you care about so many things that people have forgotten to care about. Like, you would be a person who, for example, out of all the people around you, who would care about the insects that are dying, who would care about the planet, who would care about the people that everyone else forgot about. You're a genuine person here, pile number one, and I totally understand why people fall for you. And yeah, I think you know who you are, pile number one. It was an honor and a pleasure doing this reading for you. And if you've liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number two. So you've chosen chess. And this is from the Muslim inventions during the Golden Ages. And it says, chess is a game of mental combat played on 64 squares with 32 pieces by most nationalities. So it dates in the 11th century. And today, chess is played everywhere. So what I see here, pile number two, the thing that makes people fall for you is your intelligence. You're an exceptionally intelligent person, and you constantly surprise people with your mental capabilities. You're able to create things that are very complicated for people. They're in awe with what you create. They're in awe with your strategies, the solutions you come up with, your ideas, the systems you put into place, the solutions. And a lot of the times people don't know what you're gonna come up with next, what you're gonna do about a certain situation. And you're so smart that sometimes people would say, what would pile two do in this situation? So that's one of the things that people truly admire about you. I mean, they may fall in love. I mean, they may like you initially, maybe for your looks or for whatever reason, but they fall for you when they realize just what a smart head you are, just how much of a smart, leveled person you are. And they just love listening to you. They love having deep conversations with you. They love listening to your deep opinions about things. And you're just so smart, and your opinions are always admired. Pile number two. So that's very interesting already. You seem like a very strategic person. And you always kind of know what you're going to do next, you know? People admire that about you. You always have a plan. You always have a strategy. You know where you're going. You have a path. You're a very smart person, pile number 2. So that's one of the things that make people fall for you. So let's see. What else? We're not taking reversals. I'm saying it ahead. What is going on? I'm saying it way ahead of time. Okay, so what is pile number 2's qualities that make people fall for them? Let's do this one more time. What is pile number 2's qualities that make people fall for them? Okay, so I'm channeling you're quite an organized person, and people love looking at how organized you are, and it ties in beautifully with your planning skills and your strategy. So together, you know, how you're organized and how you're a strategic person together, it just creates a lot of admiration. Pile number 2. Okay, so you have the 4 of Cups. Let's put all the cards together and see how they communicate together. You have the 3 of Cups. Interesting. You have the 2 of Swords. You have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at your Osho cards. Your Osho tarot cards. And see what they have. So, what qualifications make people fall for pile number 2? What are the qualifications that make people fall for pile number 2? Interesting. Just starting to see some really interesting things here. Okay, so you have turning in. You have conditioning. Okay, so you can see that with me, yes. You have suppression. And you have celebration. Okay, so pile number 2, straight away I see one of the things that people fall for you for is because you're generally a deep person, whether it has to do with your thoughts or your emotions or anything that you do. You love quality, and you're not about having so many things, but rather about having quality, you know? It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality for you. And so when you fall in love or when you hold someone dear, it goes in deep, and people love how you hold the dear people dear to you, how you if you're a woman, how you exude femininity with your emotions, and if you're a man, how you have this contrast between your masculinity and your soft emotions. It's that kind of vibe I'm getting, that kind of mature, attractive emotions, because people fall in love in different ways, and yours is very alluring, it's almost addictive, pile number 2. And that's one of the reasons that makes people fall madly and deeply for you. It's that, you know, you put them in this, it's like our altar, you know, when you get into an altar and you suddenly get into the energy of the altar and you experience everything textually and mentally, and you're just all there doing your magic. It's the same thing when people get to know you. You're so magical. So people are sucked into your world. They're sucked into your thoughts and your deep ideas and how you feel and the fun spirit that you have. And once they're sucked into this world, they're stuck. Pile number 2. They love your world. You are a very unique person and people get to see how interesting your world is once they come in. Like we said, you're a very intellectual person. You have your own unique ideas, your own unique style, and your own unique world. And it's very intriguing and very interesting. And once people get into your world, they're like, wow, what's that? They're sucked. They want to be part of it. And they want to explore you more. They want to know more about you and what you're about, and they start accompanying you, and the more they accompany you, the more they get down into the rabbit hole, and it's goodbye from there. And that's how people fall for you, pile number 2. You're an extremely interesting person, and you look effortlessly good, you know, without much effort, without much makeup, without much attractive clothing. Your simpleness makes you super attractive, and people are really attracted to this combination, unique combination that they have, and they instantly want to become part of your world. And they're thinking, whoa, I mean, I thought she was for if you're a girl, I thought she was just a smart chick, and a good looking smart chick, but then whoa, what is that? And if you're a guy, it's the same thing. I thought he was just this guy in class or at work who's, you know, cute and interesting, but whoa, what is that world? That is an interesting person, and they're stuck. It like I said, it's a rabbit hole, and once they're in, there is no out, really. Like, you see the rabbit hole here. Once they're in the rabbit hole, they're stuck. There's no going out. And the people who meet you, pile number 2, are stuck with you forever. They never forget you. Once, like I said, it's a rabbit hole. You can meet a lot of people, some dear to you, some not. And if you find like they're the wrong people, or they're toxic, or they hurt you somehow, and you let go, you see how they're stuck together. People are still stuck with you. They can't get over you, at least as an idea. Even if things move on, they love seeing you again. They love being in contact with you. You become a very dear person. That is not someone who they can claim as, oh, she or he was one of my girlfriends / boyfriends. No, you're definitely someone who will always be dear to people. At least most people, pile number 2, that is for sure. And like I said, one of the things that people love about you, pile number 2, is that you're unique. See, most of the things that intrigue other people, they don't intrigue you. It has to be really, really interesting and amazing for you to give it attention. So you don't give your attention to everything, but you give your attention to what is unique. And that's what makes you the attractive person that you are. Because you're attractive with your mind, with your simple looks, with your simplicity and your beauty, and your uniqueness and intellect. And you have a fun spirit. I mean, you'd think with all this intellect, you might be boring, but not at all. Like, once people are in, they have a lot of fun, and they're like, whoa, I don't want to get out of this world. It's so much fun. And again, with very clear here with the card, one of the things that people fall for you is because you're very self-confident. You're very unbothered about the gossip going on behind your back, what people say about you, how much they're hating on you. You don't care. You do what's right for you. And you don't hit back with hate. You have a lot of love in your heart. You're so peaceful. You're into your world, and you're so convinced with your ideas that you really don't care. And it makes people in the background who are gossiping look silly, while making you look very strong and unique. It makes you pop, is the right word. Pile number 2. It makes you super self-confident. It pops out and shows your self-confidence and your strength. And this makes people totally admire you. You are not afraid to be unique. You're not afraid to express yourself the way you believe you should express yourself. And a lot of the things that you do are very progressive, and society is like, what is she doing? And you're not afraid to stand up there like a lion and do what you think is right. And that makes people fall for you, pile number 2. They admire your strength. Because it's one thing to be unique. I will finish my sentence, I promise. So it's one thing to be unique, and it's another to be confident with your uniqueness. While a lot of people could have some uniqueness to them, you are bold. And that is what, going back to my sentence, that is what they love about you. Your boldness and expressing your uniqueness, you showing it off. And you don't mean to show it off, you're just being you, you know? And this is something that totally makes people fall for you. I mean, we're here doing a reading, not talking about why people like you, but why they fall for you. Pile number 2. One of the things, again, that people fall for you for is your adventurous spirit. Like, again, it ties in with your fun spirit. You're always exploring. You're always up to something. You always have a new hobby or a new topic or a new business or whatever, something that you're exploring that you don't know anything about yet, and you're so passionate about it, and you're just after, you don't have time, you know. Always going after that new interesting thing that's going to make you learn and grow. And while whatever you're up to could be so boring for other people, like a boring job for them, a goal for them to reach, to you, it's a fun journey, a really fun journey. And that creates a lot of admiration towards you, pile number 2. People admire how you just fall in love with things that are very horrendous to other people. For example, so some people want to be successful and they create their own business, and they wake up every day, put in the motivation, they put in the time and the effort, and they call themselves hustlers and hardworking, and they work to no end trying to suppress their annoyance and suppress their, try to fuel their self-discipline to do whatever they need to do. Not with you, pile number 2. I'm not saying that you don't get tired. You do get tired and you feel the burn and everything. But you do it with a lot of passion. You're excited about it. You're excited about getting up and building. You celebrate the milestones. And you celebrate the journey. You are having fun doing that journey. And that's what blows people's minds. You're always on the run. And not because you forget your life. This is your life. This is the fun part. And people just love you. Exude fun. You exude sun. You exude life. And this is what makes people fall for you, pile number 2. Pile number 2, it was an honor doing this reading for you. I admire you too, pile number 2. And if you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in my next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Your pile is a very interesting pile. So you have the surgical tools, and this is a deck by Muslim inventions done during the golden ages. Sorry about that. Okay, so it says 1,000 years ago, a surgeon called Al-Zahrawi wrote a book describing 200 medical instruments. Several of today's medical tools are remarkably similar. So when thinking about surgical tools, pile number 3, I straight away get the idea that you're a very skilled person. You are a person who is not just skilled, but also very knowledgeable, because we're talking about doctors here as well. And the thing that people really admire about you, and what makes them fall for you, and what makes you stand out, is your intellect and your skills, and how you're able to level up in life in general. So with your work, you're very sophisticated, and even in your life, you're very sophisticated. So you always research before you do something. So let's say people are cleaning their houses. You research for example, the best tools to use, the best procedure to do, so that it comes out clean and nice. And so with these skills that you have and your researching tools and your sophistication, things always come out looking sophisticated with you. There's a lot of class to you, is what I'm getting. And people are drawn to your effortless sophistication and class, knowledge, skills. That's what I'm getting. We're getting CEO vibes. And you don't have to necessarily be a CEO, but people can see you as a CEO. So if you're a woman, you're a woman boss. If you're a man, of course, you're a man boss. And yeah, that's the sort of sophistication that you vibe, and it's very unique to you. Not a lot of people have that kind of sophistication, that class, that grace, that intellect to them. And this is what makes people fall for you. Pile number 4. Whoa, how interesting. Okay, so let's see what your tarot cards have to say. Let's see how this all ties in together. So, let's see what pile number 3's characteristics are that makes people fall for them. Ooh. Okay, well, we gotta take that. I'm not gonna take a look at the rest. And we're not taking reversals, by the way. Okay. So 5 of Swords, right? So let's think of that. What characteristics and things that make people fall for pile number 3? Let's see, pile number 4. Now, I'm looking at red and I'm thinking root chakra. I'm thinking stability. You're very grounded, very stable. You're not a silly person by any means. You don't behave in a silly way. You carry yourself well and you're poised. You have a lot of integrity and you believe in yourself. A lot of self-confidence there. You exude self-confidence. Okay, so let's take a look at what all your cards together are going to say. You have the Ace of Wands. You have the Page of Wands. So this is for our sophisticated pile here. You have, ooh, the Six of Wands. Do you see how sophisticated and beautiful she looks? You're more sophisticated than that. And you come out as a very attractive person, pile number 4. Okay, so let's take a look at your Osho cards. I think people notice you right away, pile number 4. You're very noticed. You have this air of confidence, knowing who you are, and your sophistication is noticed straight away when you enter a room. And I think that's one of the things that makes people fall for you. They not only see it themselves, but they see how people see the sophistication in you. They love how people around you love how other people see your sophistication as well. It's something that that makes people really admire you. You're in the spotlight right away. And see, Six of Wands is celebration. And I think that one of the things that people fall for you for is the, not the celebration, but yeah, the spotlight that people give you. And I think they feel like, whoa, I want to be next to a person who's perceived like that. It makes them, people loving you, admiring you, makes other people admire you even more. Pile number 4. Okay, did we shuffle this? Let's see. What makes pile number 4? What characteristics make pile number 4's people fall for them? Let's see, pile number 4. Let's put this here. So you have silence. Interesting. Okay, so now it's making sense. You have ripeness. I knew it. Red with ripeness. I was going to say that. I'm going to say it in a minute. Politics. Super interesting. You're a very sophisticated person. Did I say this enough? Creativity. All right. So pile number 4, straight away, what I see. We were talking about your confidence and we were talking about your sophistication. Now let's talk about your attractiveness. Pile number 4, you're a very attractive person with the ripeness and the red. I was going to say red stands for ripeness because when fruits are ripe, they give out yellows, oranges, and red to show us that they're ready for us to eat, that they're ripe. And so I think people perceive you as a very attractive person, pile number 4, and you have ripeness right above the Ace of Swords. And so your attractiveness really ignites passion towards people. And so I think the more time people spend with you and see how sophisticated and attractive that you are, the more their passion grows. You have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands next to each other, and it goes from 0 to hero. And people are like, they feel fire the more they spend time with you. The more people spend time with you, the more they burn with passion. You see here with politics, they try to show you that everything's fine, but deep down they're like, whoa, this guy is really hot. So your attitude, along with your intellect and your poise and your attractiveness really gets to people, and that's what makes them fall for you, pile number 4. I see here, pile number 4, that, am I saying 4? You're 3. Maybe you should check number 4 when we're done. So pile number 3, sorry about that. One of the things that really actually makes people fall for you, surprisingly, is you're a little bit hard to get, pile number 3. I think because you're very confident, you know your self-worth, you just don't give in to anyone who comes and offers their love to you or their emotions to you. You're very picky, just like we're picky with the tools to pick the correct tool to do the right thing. You're very picky with who you're going to be with. You know you're all that, okay? Let's be honest here. And so you're quite picky. And this hard to get pulls people even more towards you. And even if you do like someone, pile number 4, you take things slow. You're not desperate, and you're not going to jump straight in. And this again, this allure that you have, and this self-confidence and waiting that you have to see things really gets to people. They make you respect you even more, and their emotions grow for you, pile number 3. Pile number 3, you're quite different than most people. You're not the desperate type, and you're okay with waiting for some time to reconnect with the person that you like. You don't nag, you're not desperate. If they call you, that's great. If they don't, it's their loss. And so here with silence, I see that you have a lot of self-worth, and you wait. And this, see the 2 cards together right under each other. This really makes people, is one of the things that make people go from liking you to really falling for you, having emotions for you. This self-respect that you have. You're a busy person, you're a very skilled person, you're busy, you have your things going, and if they want to call, great. If they don't, it's their loss. You have many other options always coming in for you, pile number 3. I see here, pile number 4, one of the things that makes people attracted to you is your creativity in the way you dress. So you are very sophisticated, but it's still refined and sophisticated and attractive at the same time. So with your sophistication, you can sometimes maybe have a pop of color. You have very high taste, and it's very creative, very unique to you. And you know that you have an instant wow effect when you walk in. You know what you're doing, pile number 3. You know. And this ignites a lot of passion. People who see you are instantly attracted to you. You smell good. You look good. You're attractive. You know how to take care of yourself properly. And it just drives people crazy. They're instantly, whoa, who's that person? Who's that person that just came in? And that ignites a lot of attraction towards you. And the more they experience this with you day after day, the more this there is an expedition in how people fall for you. Pile number 3. So one thing that I see here with the moon is that whether you're a man or a woman, you are very soft. And I don't mean soft as in just feminine. No. I mean you move slowly. You move in an assured way. And there's something about the way you move, pile number 3, that blows people's minds. The way you talk, the way you move. See, I said there were CEO vibes. Do you know how you're instantly attracted to a CEO by the way they move and the way they talk and the way they look? That's the kind of vibe that you have. You're not going to be the sort of person who is too hyper, too excited, too silly. No, you're very poised is the right word. You're very poised. And this poisedness, this poise that you have really makes people fall for you, pile number 4. There's a lot of movement. There's something about the way you move, pile number 4, that people really love. It's very calm and soft, and when there's a soft touch, it almost electrifies you. Yeah, you have a strong effect with your movement, pile number 3. And if I said 4, please forgive me. It seems like you need to check pile number 4. I don't even know yet what pile number 4 is, but it seems like you need to check it. Okay. One of the things that I see straight away that people truly admire about you and makes them fall for you, just like a CEO, you're able to maneuver through social circles. No one's really hard for you. You're able to talk to a lot of people confidently. You're able to see who's sly, who's shy, who's nice, who's bad, and you don't care. You just have a nice time and you talk to everyone. You're very good with your words. You're very eloquent, and you're able to communicate very well and very strongly with everyone. And people are not able to get you easily. You're not easily triggered, and you're not easily beaten down at all. Pile number 3. You have these CEO vibes, and this gives you the ability to deal with people from different walks of life, from different people in the settings. They see your confidence, and they're not able to show you this slyness that they have, and they have to hide it with a smile because they know you're going to hit back. Pile number 3. Very interesting character, pile number 3. Very interesting character indeed. So another thing that I see here about you, pile number 3, with your skills and the creativity here and the Ace of Wands, it really gives me a strong impression, again with the Page of Wands, how you're able to make things work in your life. You're very independent. In fact, not only do you not need anyone, I think people watch you and learn how things are done. And this makes people admire watching you work, admire watching you do your thing. And it creates a lot of self-respect, and it makes people want to level up, to be up to your standards and up to your skill level. And if you're a woman, then a man suddenly feels like, whoa, I have to level myself up. I have to like get my ish together. I have to be a responsible person too, so that I deserve to stand next to this person. And if you're a man, then a woman thinks the same thing. I have to level up. I have to be equally impressive. I have to be very good with my work and my job and be equally impressive to level up with this and deserve to be next to this person. Wow, pile number 3, what a sophisticated reading. I'm pretty impressed. Please let me know who you are in the comment section. I would love to know you. And pile number 3, it was an honor doing this reading for you. If you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 4. So you've chosen the Astrolabes. And these are from the Muslim inventions decks, the inventions they've done during the Golden Ages. And let's see what it says on your card. It says, Astrolabes helped people navigate by the stars. Muslim astrolabe makers like Miriam al-Lilia al-Astrolabia drew on ancient Greek ideas. Astrolabes were used until about 1800. Okay, so straight away what I'm getting with astrolabes, the stars in general, is that you're quite a mysterious person, pile number 4. That's the vibe that I get straight away. You're an attractive, mysterious people, a mysterious person to the people who like you. And they're not quite sure what you're up to, what you're thinking, and you give them a little bit, and now they want to get to know more. You're very skilled with your attractiveness is the alluring type of attractive. You know how to look with your eyes. You're very attractive. You're very in touch with your attractiveness as well, and you know how to lure people in. You're very good with that, and I think it keeps people guessing, and it keeps people wondering about you. People always, whether you mean it or not, pile number 4, whether you mean all this or not, you do it unconsciously or consciously, people are very intrigued by you. They always want to get to know more about you. You seem very mysterious. Maybe you're not very open. And so people are left out wondering more, wanting to know more about you. Pile number 4. Now you're keeping me interested as well, because now I want to know more about you. Pile number 4. So who are you? And what is this mystery all about? You're like a shining star in a dark sky. So you can see that this person is attractive, has a lot of attractive qualities, but you want to get to know more, you know, and you feel like you haven't gotten to know enough. That's the vibe that lures people into you, pile number 4. Maybe you are a very private person and you are not desperate, and so people don't always get the chance to get to know you enough, and it just lures them in until they develop strong feelings, because the more they know, the more they admire you, just like the way we watch stars and the sky. Okay, so pile number 4. Let's see what makes people fall for you, pile number 4. 8 of Pentacles, interesting. I'm really intrigued here. 10 of Wands, okay. Let's get to see who you are, huh? 9 of Cups, okay. And 8 of Swords, okay. We're gonna uncover you here right away, pile number 4, and we're gonna find out what you're all about. Now you're putting us in a state that you're putting everyone in. Who are you, pile number 4? Let's see. So what makes people fall for pile number 4? Okay, so this is sticking out. Let's take that. Understanding, okay. Okay, right off the bat, pile number 4, you're a very attractive, sensual person. And that really attracts people to you. I can see that straight away. You have celebration here. Okay. You're not afraid to display your attractiveness, to show it. You're not afraid to be attractive, to act in an attractive way. And that doesn't mean that you are flashy. It doesn't mean you could be modest, you could be whatever you prefer to be. and everything looks nice as long as you're attractive. Patience. And you have the miser. See, with the miser here, I get the impression straight away that you don't give out too much of yourself in the beginning. And that really draws people to you, pile number 4. Really, whether you know that or not. You're very alluring. You are the alluring pile. I knew it from the very beginning of this card. I felt the energy. You're attractive. You're alluring. If you're a woman, you're very feminine. If you're a man, obviously, you're very masculine. And if this is how you like to present yourself. And also, you don't show off too much of yourself. There's so much mystery to you, pile number 4. I think you keep people bottling up, wanting to get to know more of you, wanting to spend more time with you, wanting to understand you more, wanting to know if you like them or not, more, until they go poof, it explodes all of a sudden, and people cannot handle it anymore, and they just want to be with you. So that's one of the things that makes people are so attracted to you and fall for you, pile number 4, is your allureness. You're always up to something on your own. You have no problems being on your own and doing your thing and achieving your dreams and working on the things you love and taking care of yourself, doing the interesting things that you love, having fun on your own, no problems, or with your friends. And you're not attached. You're not too attached. I mean, you would love a good relationship, but you're not too attached. And this makes you extremely alluring, pile number 4. And when people spend time with you, they feel like they've had fun, but they haven't had enough time. Do you see? They're still stuck. They haven't had enough time to feel like they're free and they get to explore you more. You still, whether you know it or not, you always leave them feeling like they haven't achieved what they wanted. That's what is very clear here. Which makes you a little bit hard to get. And that makes people, it makes you, again, it adds to your allureness, and it makes people's emotions grow for you, pile number 4. Because you're not stuck up, but at the same time you value yourself, and you're not needy, you know, you don't need them. And you don't mean to not give away too much time, but you genuinely have a lot of things and a lot of friends and a lot of other projects to do, and you're not desperate. And unless you like someone, they might get a little bit more time from you. But in general, you're just a busy person who is there for yourself, and that's not a selfish thing at all. That's an amazing thing. You take care of yourself, and you're not afraid to be there for yourself and to give yourself the time to grow and do the things that you enjoy, pile number 4. You're not afraid to be alone. Yet loneliness sometimes does bother you, but you are able to be alone and enjoy your time, and at the same time have fun with friends and the other people around you. So the impression that people constantly get is that you don't need them. You like them. You think they're interesting. You have a nice time with them, but you don't need them. And that exudes confidence, exudes attractiveness, and it makes people really admire. Do you see the amount of admiration here? Someone going, oh. They love you, and they find themselves being more and more attracted to you as time goes by, going towards you. And sometimes they realize, they see themselves doing that, and they're like, what am I doing? And they still can't help but be attracted to you, pile number 4. So pile number 4, you're a very alluring, attractive person, and you have your own unique hobbies and interests, and that's where you like to spend your time, and that's what you like to do. And I think one of the things that makes people admire you and fall for you is the interesting things that you constantly do. Pile number 4, you're a free spirit, and you're constantly exploring different things. Like, for example, you could be into herbs and studying herbs, you could be into nutrition, you could be into reading specific types of books, doing your rituals, your meditation, your yoga, your crystal energy, whatever it is that you like to do. You are into it, you genuinely love it, and you spend time enjoying it every day. Your work, you do the things that you like calmly, and it makes you very attractive. It makes people feel like, whoa, if this person just gives me this chance to get closer to them. You know, there's this, you create this desperateness towards you. If I can just spend more time, if I can just get to know them more, if I can just be part of their world. You're very mysterious. It's just like this mirror. People look at you and they don't understand you. They're very confused. Who is she? Who is he? And they have these different thoughts about you that they're trying to figure out. They're trying to navigate and find out who you are. Because to them, pile number 4, you seem like a very unique, interesting, attractive person whose life is very mysterious, but seems to be up to very interesting things. That's on a very interesting journey that nobody knows about it but them. And you're the sort of person who people feel like, wow, I'd like to have a family with this person. I think my children will love her as a mother or will love him as a father. They would imagine how it would be like to be with you and to have a home with you, pile number 4. I think another thing that people love about you, pile number 4, is that with the swords here, you seem to be a smart person. People like listening to your opinions. They're very different and very uncommon, just like the stars. It's like, you know, you get into a magical world, reading about stars, watching the stars with a telescope, navigating with the stars. Do you see the energy I'm talking about here? This mystery and this energy, yet full of information and knowledge. That's the effect that you have when you talk. You're very knowledgeable about the things that you talk about. They seem very interesting, yet a lot of people don't know about them and they just want to hear more about your intake about it. And they're not able to put you down. They're always on the go. So right when they're listening and they're like, whoa, tell me more. What is that? Oh my God. And they're like nesting in, wanting to know more. You're like, okay, it was so nice meeting you. I hope we can meet next Monday. It'll be so nice. But wait, you didn't tell me about, well, when are we going to meet? Can I call you? You know? You have that effect on people. And you don't mean it, pile number 4. You don't mean to do any of these things. You're genuinely busy. You're genuinely naturally attractive. You're in touch with your femininity or your masculinity, and that's just who you are. And this is why people admire watching you, because they can see the genuinity in all of this. Is that even a word? Yeah, I think it is. Genuineness in all of this, pile number 4. People love how you're a free spirit. You cannot be tied down at all. And they love watching you like a beautiful bird flying and wish they can fly like you, pile number 4. Very alluring and attractive personality here, pile number 4. If you're pile number 4, let me know. I would love to get to know who you are. Oh, the surprising thing that I found, pile number 4, is that with all of this, what ties people down and make them fall for you is because with the little time that they spent with you, by time, they realize that you're very sweet, nice, genuinely nice person with a good heart. And that just pulls the trigger for them. I mean, now they're like madly in love with you because you're not only are you alluring, but you're quite humble. You just don't have time. They realize this, that this is your nature, and that you're a genuinely soft, beautiful, kind-hearted person, nurturing person even on the inside, and they just want to experience you, pile number 4. Wow, that was an amazing reading. I did not imagine all of that, and I'm so happy you're my viewer, pile number 4. Welcome to this channel, and I would love to, can I keep you too as a subscriber? It was an honor doing this reading for you, pile number 4. And if you've liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!